Meet the team, part 3.
I love these
Tristan and I
episodes.
still hanging out here. We have brand manager Jim Danke with us in the building.
The one and
Producer
only.
Jim, thanks
Howdy,
for joining
y'all.
us.
Howdy, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good to you go from behind the camera to right in front of it. So how's that feel?
It's a little intimidating, to be honest with you. I got all the lights on me now. I'm used to sitting behind them and doing all the behind the scenes work. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
A lot of bright lights.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you who don't know, this is the man behind the scenes. This is him. So,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, he
Yeah.
does a great job.
Yeah. We don't gotta go that far, but yeah, let's Jim, let's get into your story a little bit. Obviously we're going chronologically, right? And the people we try to bring on. So we started with Darren and Dan. You, I think, are about the third individual outside John and Aaron to be brought into the company. So take us back. I imagine it's 2017, 2018 ish. Can you give us a little overview of what happened, how it happened, where you were?
Yeah. So back at the end of 2017, I grew up with John and Aaron, so I've known these guys for quite some time, and I've known campus delivery / deliver. That was a thing. And at the time, I was working at a cornhole company, Slick Woody's Cornhole Company, as the art director. And I have my background in graphic design. And John came to me and wanted me to redesign their logo. And, after going back and forth with him, multiple different renditions of the logo, we came to agree upon one that you guys are now, everyone is so familiar with what the Deliver That logo looks like. And at the time, I had given John my invoice of the work that I've done because it had taken some time. And at the time, the company was still, very young. We're a little strapped for cash at the time. So instead of the invoice, John and Aaron offered me a job. And I was like, shoot, why not? Let's give it a go. So at the time, we were working out of Aaron's dad's basement and building this company to what it is now.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of brings us into our other question.
Yeah,
Here.
perfect lead up.
Yeah.
Perfect lead up.
Perfect. So we go from Aaron's basement, right, to an office full of 30-ish people. When did you know that this business was going to be successful?
Oh, that is a great question. I think I knew the business was going to be successful probably like my third or fourth day. So to give a little insight, this is kind of a funny story. So my very first day with Deliver That, Darren are now president, actually went up to Cleveland to try to sell. And we had no luck whatsoever. Got kicked out of so many different restaurants, not interested. And it was just like, shoot, like what did I sign up for? My first day, we're like having no luck. And then the second, third day, just constantly meeting up at Aaron's dad's house. And the determination that the group had at that time, it was like, we weren't going to take no for an answer, whether that's, one person going down to Columbus to take a delivery, 2 people heading over to Pittsburgh to take a delivery. It was like, no matter what, we were going to find a way to make this thing successful. So I think, within that first week, I could see the determination within the group that we were going to make this work no matter what it took.
Yeah, no matter whatever it takes, right? And you said there initially you guys were going up to Cleveland, like you were trying to help sell. And I know previously you were like initially when I came on to Deliver That in like late 2018, you were, I don't know if like the manager, because we didn't have a team to manage at the time, but you were in charge of like driver relations at the time or transitioning to it.
Oh, yeah.
And since then have become brand manager. So all that being said, what can you speak to a startup environment and coming into a situation where you're not necessarily expected, but you are going to have to wear many different hats, whether it be driver relations and selling, or driver relations and taking deliveries, or brand managing and helping out dispatch. There's a ton of things you're going to have to do across the whole spectrum of the business.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for any startup or any individual that is involved in a startup is to have an open mind and to really be a team player. Because like what you said, Ben, like you're going to have different roles or different positions in the growth of a company. So being able to have an open mind and have a problem solving mentality will just be able to take you, where you want to go and always be positive. I know that was one thing that maybe I didn't have at first, but I've really worked on is being a positive individual, because if you can mold your mentality into positivity and having positive things happen, that usually tends to work out. So being positive is definitely a state of mind that I would definitely encourage.
So, like you said, you went from this driver relations into being a brand manager. So obviously that speaks for the importance of the brand itself. So why is it so important? Why did we need a brand manager? You know what I mean? What does that mean for the company?
Another good question. So like when I tell people kind of what my position here at Deliver That is as being the brand manager, they're like, well, what does that mean?
Right.
So like kind of how my elevator pitch to people is that anything that Deliver That's name or brand awareness is involved in, whether that be the logo or the way the website looks or the way our bags look or our apparel, anything that is outward facing to the general public that relates to Deliver That, I kind of have my hands on, and making sure that it is interpreted. Is that the right word?
Interpreted.
It's close.
Yeah, you kind of got it.
Interpreted
Yeah, you're close.
the right way. That's kind of how I explain that to people, because if you have a brand that is perceived in multiple different ways, obviously you're having two different, maybe 2, 3, 4 different perceptions of your business, and that's not something that you want. You want to have a single narrow-minded brand to keep people in line with what the overall goal of the company is.
That's a hell of an explanation.
And it's almost like he had the questions beforehand, because a lot of the answers he's given, they're leading right into our next question.
Oh, I can't say I had the answer.
It's unbelievable. But you mentioned there the customer facing aspect. Everything you're involved in is what the customers see, or possible, like mostly like restaurants or drivers probably see, not necessarily customers. That being said, as a brand manager, what difficulties do you have with a company like Deliver That, where we're not necessarily in the eyes or in the faces of the actual end consumer of what our service provides? What kind of challenges or difficulties does that provide you? And then also, does that lead into why we're now doing the podcast? Can you kind of caveat that into why we're now bringing this podcast to light?
Yeah. So I think what the most challenging aspect of the branding to a specific group is that we don't necessarily have one specific group that we are trying to market or our brand to, because, at first it was, we need to grow this company to the restaurants. So we're trying to market to the restaurants. Well, then if you don't have the restaurants, or if you have the restaurants, but then you don't have the drivers, it kind of plays hand in hand. So you have to be able to balance that fine line of who the brand is actually facing. Right. So I think the biggest challenge that I've had with Deliver That is being able to balance of who or / what the customer / audience actually is. And I think tying that into what we're doing here with this podcast goes right in line with that. We're now facing for the drivers. We are a company by drivers for drivers. Without Deliver That drivers, Deliver That ceases to exist.
For sure.
So we're definitely shifting our focus now to be more driver centric, driver facing, and everything, like I said, by drivers for drivers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point, actually. So overall, the drivers are, in a way, are the face of Deliver That. But with the branding and the work that you do, you also help maintain a good identity for Deliver That, which also helps maintain a good identity for the people who deliver for Deliver That. Mm-hmm. So that's just a really great relationship that you have to maintain. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I said, without the drivers, Deliver That ceases to exist. So that's something that I would like to say here on camera. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of Deliver That, who is going to be a Deliver That driver. We're excited, and that is exactly what this podcast is geared towards. You, the drivers.
You, the drivers. And with that, let's wrap it up. I know, Jim, you know the link, the closeout. You sit here and watch us every day, man. So you're going to end up throwing this link up on the screen yourself.
I would be happy to.
Close it out for us, my man.
So if you're looking to get on the podcast, if you have questions that you would like to be answered on the podcast, please visit the link below, www.ideliverthat.com/podcast. You can sign up to be a driver. You can ask questions. You can check out all of the latest episodes that we have on the website page. So go ahead and check out that link below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like the YouTube channel. Like the videos. Leave comments. I know you guys hear Ben and Tristan say it every week, but this is my time to pitch it. So
Yeah, and we need that algorithm. Pick us up, baby. Pick us up.
That was that was there's nobody better to close it out. That was perfect. That was literally perfect.
Yeah, and I will actually close it out though. I know previously we discussed this. There will be a full length Jim Danke interview, hopefully maybe 45 to an hour, kind of giving the more overarching story and some better info on his full time here. So if you guys want to check that out, that'll be coming in the coming months as well. Thank you guys again for taking your time to listen to us or watch us on your Friday afternoons, and we will see you next week.
Thank you all.